Welcome to episode 8 of Duality of Nerds. It is a big one today. We've got a Spider Man Brand New Day review. I'm Brady, he's Micah, better known as Ball.
And knowledge. So, yep, he said it. Brand new day. That's the only segment we got. We're on a time crunch today. He's got to get elsewhere. He's got to drive. But yeah, I say we get straight into it. I think we can just go ahead.
I wholeheartedly agree. We should split it up between non-spoiler and spoiler.
Yes.
So let's at least do that. So we're going to start with non-spoiler, then we're going to go into spoiler. But yeah, only thing we have on the agenda for this episode is Spider-Man Brand New Day. We both have seen it within the last 4 hours.
Yep.
I saw a showing as I was walking out of my theater. He was walking into his theater, and now we're recording.
Yep.
So I say to start off non-spoilers,
Yep.
let's go with our out of 10s.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for this one. This is a big one. Spider-Man Brand New Day 2026 out of 10 scores. 3, 2, 1,
9.1.
0.
Ooh.
I can be fully convinced for a 9.1.
Yeah.
Like I was teetering between the two. We'll talk about in spoilers why I didn't go up to a 9.1.
Yeah.
But I can talk in non-spoilers about why I'm not a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So I'll just start us off with a no spoiler negative that I have. This is partly unfortunate timing because we just watched The Odyssey.
Yes.
So part of it is just really unfortunate timing. But my biggest negative for this movie is the CGI is very typical superhero CGI. It didn't blow me out of the park. There were some shots that looked really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing because they were mainly practical. And there were some shots where I was like, goodness gracious. Like, it's just very obviously CGI. I don't think any of it looked bad.
Yeah.
We will learn that my 9.0 score, even though that's not my highest Spider-Man score, does not necessarily mean that I like the movie any less. I feel like I like the movie 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But it's like the Hawkeye show. I like the Hawkeye show 10 out of 10. I can recognize the problems with the Hawkeye shows and not give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm not going to lie to you. I think that's my only... there's one small spoiler negative that I have. But I think that's my only negative that I have. Do you have any non-spoiler negatives?
I mean, the movie was not what I expected in some ways, so I'm trying not to let that influence my score. Obviously, if it didn't, yeah. But I think it was as good as I expected. It just wasn't what I expected, you know? But it felt very cliche in a lot of ways. I think that's my only negative, is there were a lot of cliche things with the plot.
That was a negative for you.
Yes.
That made me love this movie so much more.
Really? Because it felt
Because
less MCU and more Spider-Man.
It felt so much less MCU and so much Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That became a huge positive for me. Just Spider-Man swinging through the town, him throwing out quips when he's fighting. Quips in Spider-Man characteristic or Spider-Man attributes is like at the top of the rank.
Oh yeah.
Like quips are so important to Spider-Man's character, and this movie was filled with them. I loved it so. It definitely was cliche, but it never got to the point of like eye-rolling cliche or anything like that for me.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I had a lot of negatives. There just weren't enough positives to bring it up to a 10. Is kind of
actually that is one of my spoiler negatives, is building off of, obviously with actual details, building off of what you just said. I think that is a very good and true take.
Yeah, that's why I like the way that I rate stuff. You can subtract negative and add positive, but you kind of need to do it in a way that if there's not a lot of negative, that doesn't mean it's a 10 out of 10 or 9.5, because there might not be enough positive to get it up to that level, and vice versa.
100%. 100%. That's exactly why, because the CGI did not take this down a whole point for me by any means.
Yeah.
It might have taken it down 0.4 points for me. So I would be at a 9.6, but you're right that just because there aren't that many negatives doesn't mean it's perfect.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we should get into some non-spoiler positives unless you have any other negatives.
No.
Okay. You want to get us started with either a heavy hitter or just something you are anxious to talk about?
It was entertaining all the way through. At first I felt like maybe some of the pacing was slow in the beginning, but I that came over that very quickly. I think the pacing was good all the way through.
100%.
And I think they handled, just in the trailers, we see so many different villains. The way they handled that was good, which is not what they've done in the past with Spider-Man movies. So that's definitely some big positives. By you?
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I personally think that this is the most entertaining Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. Walking out of the theater, I could have walked down the hall to a different showing, sat in the theater, and been fully happy.
Yeah.
Like I would not. I plan to rewatch it this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm one of the most, or I think it is the most entertaining Spider-Man movie, in my opinion. So I agree with you there. Another big positive that I had, non-spoiler, is that it just looked incredible.
Mm-hmm.
The whole movie looked incredible. Obviously, it's not a spoiler. The Spider-Man suit, we've seen the Spider-Man suit in trailers. The suit is, oh my goodness, it's so perfect.
Yeah.
It's literally perfect. There is none better. The TASM suit is great. Black Spider suit in Spider-Man 3 is great. My favorite Spider-Man suit until I saw Spider-Man Brand New Day was the Spider-Man Civil War suit. That suit is great. This one is perfect.
Yep.
It's literally perfect. There's not a single thing I would change. I want every single Spider-Man ever for the rest of time to be in this suit.
It looks like a superhero suit and looks realistic at the same time.
100%.
Perfect blend.
There were so many moments. Exactly. There were so many moments. Him falling through the air. We also see this in trailers, so it's not a spoiler. Him like falling through the air and seeing like the wind brush the suit, and it's like little details like that.
Yeah.
Or someone put a hand on his chest at one point, and you see his suit like press in. Like you can very obviously tell it's fabric.
Yeah.
It's not like a CGI put on suit or anything like that.
Right.
It's very practical. I loved the suit. I thought it was literally perfect.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think visually, a lot of the choices they made were really good. I think the cinematography was also really, really good. The angles that they chose and the way they chose to shoot a lot of scenes was just very good.
100%. Yeah. I think we kind of need to mention we've been rating a lot of stuff very, very highly recently.
It's true.
I need our audience to know we are happy to give bad scores to things when they are bad.
Yep.
We will absolutely never sell out or pander or anything like that. It's just we've got X-Men 97 season 2, Young Washington,
we did Born Again season 2, we did Mall Shadow Lord. I mean,
literally, I mean, it's just unfortunate because all the stuff we've been reviewing this year has been 9 or higher worthy.
Yep.
Like it's just all peak. So we are happy. Watch the Supergirl review. We are happy to give bad scores to bad movies. But I just want to take a moment to recognize this is yet another 9 out of 10 this year.
Yep.
There have been 5 so far this year, and it's July.
No, it's crazy.
It has been. So I just want to recognize, yes, we've been giving really high scores to a lot of stuff recently. It's just because everything's been peak recently.
Exactly.
And I couldn't be happier. We are living it up in the Big 2-6 right now.
No, absolutely. And that's not going to stop. We still got so many good things coming out, dude. It's crazy. I'm looking forward to the rest of this year.
I am too. I'm so hyped. So getting back into non-spoiler positives, I do not disagree with a single character decision in this entire movie. There is not one writing decision in this entire movie that I disagree with.
Yeah.
Not one. I think every single thing was perfect. I also want to say, I agree with you that I was caught off guard by some of the decisions. I walked out of the theater saying, I am so happy that I was wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I am thrilled that my expectations were not met because this was better. And honestly, we got to recognize kind of Tom Holland in that, because since Spider-Man Brand New Day is premiering, I'm seeing a bunch of stuff about how many screenings and scripts Tom Holland shut down before we landed on the movie that you and I just watched.
Yeah.
Originally, Sony was going to go back to a multiverse story. They were going to try and bring Andrew and Toby back.
That would have been overreaching.
And Tom Holland shut it down, and then there was going to be some other stuff that just wouldn't have been good that Tom Holland also shut down. And I mean, I know he is giving so much to Spider-Man right now, and especially in his decisions to help write the story. And I'm so glad he is, because it's literally perfect. It's completely peak. My question for you is, just recently you went mega viral for saying that Toby was your favorite Spider-Man. Has that changed?
Well, I guess I went viral for saying his movies were my favorite movies.
Isn't he also your favorite Spider-Man?
That's hard to pick, to be honest. So I don't know if I actually have a favorite Spider-Man. I think we've got some good Spider-Mans.
We have gotten 3 good Spider-Mans. I'll give you that. So
Yeah.
it is tough.
It is. But as far as the movies go, if they continue in this direction, I think that I like this movie more than any other of the Spider-Man movies. And I think if they continue in this direction, because I can't confidently say the previous MCU connected. I don't think it's fair to give the connected MCU verse movies to put them above the other ones when they're standalones. So this one felt more standalone than the other ones. So definitely a better comparison, and I would put it above them.
It did. But there's still, like, connections into the MCU.
Yeah.
And I thought all of the connections, like, again, I don't disagree with a single writing choice. I thought all of the connections were great.
It wasn't overdone.
There's one. Speaking of a connection, there's one connection where it's like, why did we choose to do this?
Yes.
I mean, it ended up being funny.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
It ended up being funny. Like, what
It
are we
felt
doing
really
here?
unnecessary.
It was so unnecessary. It was fine. It's not like, it's not a
Not
big deal
egregious,
or anything
but
like that.
yeah.
No, it's not egregious, but I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So I thought that, I'm excited to talk about that in spoilers. I feel like there's some overarching non-spoilery stuff we can still get into. Who do you think gave, let's talk about the acting. I think there was great performances in this movie. Great performances. Who do you think gave the best performance?
I think this is the best acting I've ever seen Tom Holland do. His acting
I agree.
and his ability to express emotion in all the different ways he did was like, there were some scenes that like actually stuck out to me because of his acting.
Which hasn't happened much with Tom Holland.
No, not
And
especially
I
not in the Odyssey.
wholeheartedly agree with you.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you. I saw some people glazing his performance in the Odyssey. I think this is far and away a better performance.
Yep.
Which part of that is just because this is his character.
This is
type.
his role.
This is his role, 100%. So part of that is just who he is. But I genuinely think, as far as like talent portrayed goes, I think this still beats the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Which could be a hot take, but I haven't seen a single review about Spider-Man Brand New Day. I have no idea what people are thinking. The only thing I know is that the Rotten Tomato score
It's like 98.
is 91%.
Oh, well, audience
91.
is 98.
Audience is 98? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I checked that before I watched.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
agreed.
I fully think that's fair. Yeah, I think the tomato score on global premiere is never the same as what it lands on. It usually goes lower.
Yeah.
After more critics see it. I would be shocked if that is the case here.
Yeah.
Because 91 seems low. looking at the movie.
Agreed.
There are some, like,
I mean, I gave it a 9.1, but
fair enough. But I see some, like, of the CGI stuff that I was kind of iffy about, and it's like, okay, it's definitely not 97, 98, 99, anything like that. But you could talk me into a 94, 95, maybe 96 for this movie. Yeah. I think it's that good.
Yeah, I agree. I think it should go up. I think especially the people who love it. If you love Tom Holland or Spider-Man or Marvel, you're not disappointed by this movie.
Exactly. Very well said. You highlighted Tom Holland. I wholeheartedly agree with you. He gave the best performance of his life, in my opinion. I think this is the best Zendaya performance I have ever seen in my entire life. You and I are not big MJ people.
Or Zendaya people.
Or Zendaya people. She was phenomenal in this movie.
She was.
She was so good. Oh my goodness gracious, she was really good.
Yeah. And her character was. I actually wasn't annoyed by her character in this movie.
Exactly. Me too. So it helped her performance and the writing. Like I said, just everything about every character I was phenomenal. Was great.
Yeah.
Now, I guess I should save that for spoilers. Trying to think if there are any non-spoiler positives that I had. I mean, we hit a lot of things.
We hit a lot of things, for sure.
I will say, some of the action sequences... No, can't save that. Gotta save that for spoilers as well. Should we just get into spoilers?
Yeah, I think we're pretty much ready. So be warned, everyone. This is we're switching over.
Spoiler warning. Yeah, we'll put it on the screen. Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I was right!
I know, bro.
I was right!
Oh, and I still there's no explanation on how. How is there?
There isn't, but they're going to. Yeah. They're 100% going to because they set it up. Okay, first of all, what are we talking about? Sadie Sink is Jean Grey.
Yes.
I freaking knew it. I called it in predictions. Micah, being the mere plebeian that he is, was talking about some sort of Rachel Summers.
Yep.
No, she was Jean Grey. A lot of people saw that coming, to be honest. But I'm very happy with it. Love the casting. She was incredible.
Yep.
And they 100% set her up perfectly to be explained in the future because she has a whole arc with her sister.
Yep.
And
something with her mother.
With her,
yeah.
Something with her mother. And her sister was like, why did our mother do this to us? And so now they've given themselves a perfect segue to explain how Jean Grey got to Earth 616.
Yeah, because there's no shot she's from 616 if she's a mutant.
No,
otherwise she's not a mutant. So
exactly. But through that dialogue, they expressed their mother got rid of them. They're new here.
Yeah.
Like that. So they set it up perfectly. It will 100% be explained, and I'm sure I will have no problems with the explanation because of the setup that it got in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Let's talk about the villains.
Yeah. No. So the Hand didn't play a role at all, which
in the freaking movie.
We should have predicted that. To be honest, it made the most sense, but
we should have. We were getting a little ambitious by saying the Hand was going to be a villain and Daredevil was going to show up. Man. we were getting too ambitious there. There was that end fight scene with the controlled the Hand.
Yes.
Building off a bunch of non-spoiler stuff, that was the biggest CGI battle to me that I had problems with. I think there were some shots in that fight that didn't look good.
Okay.
And then also, I forgot what I was going to say. Go ahead.
Well, I was just, I don't know why. I don't know what they're doing with this. This is not the same Hand. These are just some wannabes who knew about the Hand or some kids that were in the Hand because, I mean, the Hand was a lot more mystical and magical and mysterious. So it's just... I
will say it was kind of confusing when Spider-Man saw the Hand and he was like, oh, they work for us now. I was like, no, they don't.
Yeah.
But
If they were just a bunch of kids.
Or were they actually the Hand and they were just trying to lay low and go with
infiltrating
damage control, and then in Daredevil Born Again season 3?
Totally possible.
There's your segue.
Yeah.
Totally possible. If they do that, that will make this feel better. That's my guess, is that this is the actual Hand, and right now they're just trying to lay low for whatever reason. They're low on resources or whatever. And so they're just playing along, and then they're slowly building up an underground syndicate until they get back. And then that shows up in Daredevil Born Again season 3. I wouldn't like that, but at least it would make sense.
Yeah.
So
I don't want them to bring back another same villain for Daredevil. We need a different, but
Agreed.
that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
I'm really glad Scorpion had a really small role, because I was not excited about his character necessarily.
I wholeheartedly agree. Even though he was done well.
Yeah.
The Scorpion action sequences are some of my favorite in the entire movie. Yeah. They looked incredible, and you can tell those were mostly practical.
Yeah.
I really liked those.
I was right also about several things. The changes happening in Peter was throughout the whole movie.
You're right.
You were right. The Hulk sequence was very minute. I said, if the Hand plays a big role, then Daredevil will be in there. So they didn't, so he wasn't.
You gave yourself a cop-out.
Exactly. No. And he didn't die. You thought he was going to die.
And he didn't.
I was close.
Dude, when I said it, because I went to see it with my brother and sister. When we were driving to the theater, I told them my 2 predictions. Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. Spider-Man's going to die at the end. When she was typing on the thing and it said Jean Grey, I looked over to them. And I said, boom, baby. And then when Spider-Man, when he's sitting on the bed with Sadie Sink, and then his spidey senses, like, tingle, I looked at them, and I was like, boom, baby. I was right again. And then he gets shot, and then she saves him. Which
is really cool.
Really cool. How she saved him.
Keeping him breathing by controlling. Yeah.
Keeping him breathing by controlling him and keeping his heart pumping is awesome.
Insane.
I thought that was really cool.
And... we got the comic panel of the Punisher holding Spider-Man. We did really excited about that.
Yes, I was too. I thought that was going to be Punisher carrying his dead body.
Me too.
Like 100%.
Yep.
But he lived. I'm happy he lived. This is where I was talking about. I'm so happy I was wrong.
Yeah.
Because everything about Spider-Man's character development throughout this movie makes me so excited to see him in future projects. Yeah. I love the Spider-Man that we have right now. He's awesome.
It was weird seeing MJ Zendaya kiss Jabba the Hutt. That was very strange.
Yeah, I was concerned for a little bit. Yeah, I agree with you.
It was weird. It's good that
I was wondering where I knew that guy from.
It's Ezra, bro. That is Ezra Bridger right there. And Manus Fondi, dude.
That's funny.
So great. I love him. But yeah, no, I'm glad that was also a minor part of the movie. Again, like you were saying, agreeing with every decision that people made. Zendaya's MJ, absolutely agree with every decision she made. When she kissed him,
perfect.
When she kissed him, and then she said Peter, I was like, that's not her. I knew it instantly.
Yeah. Oh my, and that's why I want to highlight her performance. Her acting in that scene, I literally had to remind myself this is the same character talking.
Yeah.
The duality between like where she was and then 15 seconds later who she was was crazy. Like that was an incredible. She was really, really good in that scene specifically, which is why I wanted to highlight her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was fully preparing to make all of that a huge negative and a huge complaint. When Spider-Man grabbed MJ, swooped her up, said, "We got to get out of here," and then she like starts getting along with him, and then she takes off his mask and then kisses him. I was like, "Oh my goodness, this took 45 seconds to get here. What are we doing?"
I know.
And then she was possessed, and so I was going to be a huge negative for me with how rushed that was.
And now it's huge positive.
And then she was possessed, and it's a huge positive because it was done so well. The performances between Tom and Zendaya, because when Tom realizes his acting in that scene was incredible. That scene was awesome.
Yeah, I still, jumping to the end of the movie, how the heck does Ned remember him and remember the handshake? That is confusing to me. How did he get his name from that, man?
So let's talk about that. Number one, Tom Holland on the press release said there is one person who remembers him in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Your and I's prediction was
Hulk.
Banner forgets, Hulk never forgets. That kinda is true.
It almost felt true, but there wasn't enough to support that. It was he kind of
right, because Hulk was fully smashing.
Yeah.
And then he started to cool off when Peter said, "It's me, it's Peter, we were friends." That's when Hulk started to cool off. But then he looks at himself in the mirror. And so it's not
and
like
he sees
he's looking
Banner,
at
and he's
Peter,
talking more about Banner.
Right, he's seeing Banner and thinking about... So that was kind of confusing. I don't know if he stopped fighting Spider-Man because he recognized it was Peter and he was a friend at one point, or if it's because the usual Hulk, he just started feeling bad about himself and started seeing Banner. I'm so happy with how they handled the whole MJ situation.
Me too.
Every single interaction that Peter Parker and MJ had this entire movie was perfect.
Yep.
It was great. Anyways, we didn't talk enough about the Hulk sequence. It's kind of tough to talk about in non-spoilers. I thought it was incredible.
Yeah.
I was
no pun intended.
disappointed when I saw Banner Hulk first.
Yes.
And then he goes back to Bruce, and then he starts saying, "Clear the building," and I was like, "Oh, here we go. Here we go."
Yeah.
That whole fight was really, really good. There are some of my favorite action. That is, I think, my favorite. Not I think. That is my favorite fight scene in the entire movie. Was the Peter versus Hulk fight, and that was 90-second fight scene.
Yeah.
Like, it did not play a big role in the movie, and that's one of my favorite that's my favorite fight scene in the entire movie. When Spider-Man is using momentum to kick out a window and in through another window, and then using those like
to pull the webs to tie him,
to pull the webs to tie him to the wall, and then Hulk is getting held back by all the blocks or by all of the building pieces holding him off the edge. Like, all of that was just so brilliant,
very
so
clever.
Intelligent, very clever, and it worked perfectly with Spider-Man. There was a lot of stuff where I was like, "Oh, that can only ever be a Spider-Man move." There were a lot of moments like that in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were some of your other spoiler things you wanted to talk about?
Oh, I like the way they handled the whole arachnid hormones coming up. And at first it was a problem, and he was going a little too crazy, and then he embraced it and was able to control it. Bro was letting the spider out, you know. I like the way they handled that. I like that now there's a step up in his ability, because he kind of needed that if he's going to do anything more than street level. So I think they handled that. I think the scene, I know you didn't like the fight with the hand, but when he started letting the spider out, and the scene where he was
cool.
clamping his wrists together and it was spraying all, and it was so cool. So cool. That was great creative decision.
It was at least very cool.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But yeah, the two biggest character development that Spider-Man has is embracing the spider and embracing friends. Like, he's not going to be a loner anymore. And that just literally makes me so happy to watch future Spider-Man projects, because nobody wants him to be a loner, and nobody wants him to be holding stuff back and trying to suppress, you know,
he's got to let the spider
abilities.
Out.
Yeah, he's got to let the spider out. And so by the end of the movie, all of that is resolved, and he has resolved, I'm embracing the spider, and you were right, MJ, I'm not going to do it alone. And, which, by the way, glad they brought Marissa Tomei back.
Yep.
I thought her role was incredible. Yes. That was really cool. Filling the mother role.
You can only beat Jean Grey with power of friendship. Flash.
Right.
You know what I mean? It felt that way a little bit, but in a much better way than usual. Much better way than usual.
It's very different, because...
But it felt Thunderbolts. It reminded me of Thunderbolts just a little bit.
It reminded me of Thunderbolts, but I liked it way better than Thunderbolts.
100%.
Because I think it's different. It's not just, oh, I'm sad. It's my mother literally, you know, kicked me to the streets. And now I have a motherly figure who wasn't even a mother to that guy, who's now also being a motherly figure to me. And that's the resolution.
Yeah.
I really like that. I like that a lot better than Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, segue a little bit. I obviously said street level. We can't call it street level. We gotta call it small potato. We can
potato.
We can talk about Yelena's role.
Oh my gosh! What are we doing?
I don't know.
By the end of it, I was laughing.
Yeah.
Because I thought they brought it up and they referenced it just enough times.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the movie when he's like, "Did you go to her office?" And she's like, "Well, my skin feels great." I thought that was really funny. And then he's on the FaceTime call with her with Ned and MJ in the back. MJ. And she's like, "This is my," and Spider-Man's like, "That really is her office." And then her walking out, Spider-Man walking out the first time. "You're no longer fully mysterious. I've seen your belly button." I laughed. I literally laughed out loud. It was whack, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? But I really liked it.
Yes. No, I think it was again, as far as connections to the MCU, that one felt forced in some ways, but it was at least funny. It was some comedic relief. It did feel a little forced to me though. It like she felt so out of place.
I think that's fair. I actually definitely think that's fair. I think it wouldn't have been forced if we knew that Spider-Man and Yelena already had a relationship.
Exactly. They
fully
no idea.
Yeah, that's fully like inferred that they have a relationship.
Yep.
There's like random spider. "Oh, let me go talk to Elena. I'm in Yelena's hot tub." What?
To be fair, they did do the same thing with Frank. We had no idea that Frank and Spider-Man, at least Frank is in New York. They would have had to know each other, but they've never had.
Frank is already street level.
Yes, true.
I think I have less of a problem with Frank.
No, agreed. I'm just saying it's still the same principle though. But I have less of a problem because they're at least both confined to New York. They would have had to have known about each other and therefore run into each other because Spider-Man would have had to have tried and stopped Frank a few times. So,
and I'm glad they addressed that because all the different fights in New York, like the Thunderbolts Void, always people are like, "Where was Spider-Man?" Or Wilson Fisk, "Where was Spider-Man?" Now it's like a Spider-Man story. "Oh, there's Frank."
Yeah.
So I like that they're doing that at the street level, and it made sense. I wholeheartedly agree. Which, speaking of running bits within the movie, constantly referencing that he saved him.
Yes, Staten Island.
In whatever town. Yeah, in Staten Island.
Dude.
That running bit throughout the movie also made me laugh. That was really funny.
Yeah, I'm glad they just kept Frank. They kept his character fully. I mean, we got to see a little bit of the stuff with his family. He had a bad mouth the entire movie. Even when Spider-Man kicks him out of the car, spits blood out of his mouth. Okay, that felt very Punisher-esque. Got too many guns. He's obsessed with shooting and killing people. It felt like they actually took the Punisher and only had to do a little bit to keep him PG-13.
I was going to say, you and I were talking about how much they're going to have to dial him back. They honestly didn't.
They didn't. They really didn't.
They didn't dial him back.
They
that
just
is
didn't
Frank
use
Castle.
him a ton. That's it.
Exactly. That is all of Frank was wholly Frank.
Yeah.
The entire time. It's just that there wasn't a lot of Frank, which was fine.
Yeah. Every scene with him was hilarious, and I'm so glad that it was. They just did a great job with him.
Would you happen to have a favorite fight scene or favorite scene in the entire movie?
Again, when he let the spider out against the taken over hand, I really think that was a cool scene. Like that is taking us into the next steps for Spider-Man and what he's going to look like now. And the ways that he not only stopped them from killing him, but stopped himself from killing them. Just showing that he has control over his impulses and can choose.
Yeah, and I mean the timing of all of that, him saying, "I'm both," and then he knocked someone up and saved him.
Yeah.
So like that timing, saying "I'm both," and then immediately you see him be both.
Yep.
It's like completely perfect. I agree with you. Thinking back on that scene, there was a lot of cool stuff. It was a really cool note that when he used the organic webs, the sonic blasts didn't break them apart.
Yeah, it was
that's a cool note that they threw in.
Yes, they had not. The damage control had not studied his new webs, so they had no idea what to do about them. So, and the cliche thing to me was Jean's not actually the bad guy. It's actually damage control. It's this company. That you see that a lot. So I didn't love that as much. It wasn't that big of a deal, and I like that they at least there was more to Jean's story, like with her sister through it, rather than like just her. There was a connection. There was a better connection. And for some reason, the guy who plays the head of damage control, he really just likes to take roles where he works at a company that mistreats people, because he does the same thing in Severance. So I don't know why. That's just what he does. Yeah.
Funny. Yeah, with that whole arc, I liked it because it set Jean Grey up as a young mutant who needs guidance.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Jean Grey at this point should be.
Yep.
Whether or not there's an explanation why she's on 616, I don't care. That's exactly who Jean Grey should be.
Yeah.
So I really appreciated that. Also, VMAX, 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 VMAX. Did you think Venom?
No, that didn't cross my mind.
I think that was fully intentional, because obviously it's a Spider-Man movie, everybody's going to be assuming or hoping or theorizing for symbiote. The amount of times they said VMAX, I started getting convinced. I was like, it's going to be something to do with Venom, and it's going to be symbiote.
Interesting. Yeah, no.
And then it was Event. I feel like that was intentional, and I feel like other people will relate.
Probably. I don't know why that never crossed my mind. For me, it felt like some sort of like injection compound, like a super serum sort of thing. That's what VMAX put into my head.
Okay.
And then it was like, you held her somewhere VMAX, max security prison or something like that. That was the next thing that kind of crossed my mind. But no, Venom didn't. Probably just because I had the presupposition that they're not going to use him till either the end of Doomsday or more likely Secret Wars.
Yeah, and I would not be surprised if they wait until after that. And
Yeah.
it's a part of the Spider-Man. It's a part of one of the Spider-Man stories that happens after the reboot, which will happen in Secret Wars.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it.
Like, I wouldn't hate that at all. They have too much to deal with until the reset. Leave the symbiote story for after the reset. I'm completely fine with that.
Agreed. Yeah. Probably shift and talk a little bit about the end credit scene. In my head, we've got Brand New Day. We've got Doomsday as the next movie coming out. For me, I thought it had to, if there's only one end credit scene, it has to be relating to Doomsday. I don't think it was.
Really? Before in our predictions video, you were talking about Spider-Man dying in Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Tom Holland's not on the Doomsday cast. I don't think Spider-Man's going to be in Doomsday. Now, I said that because I thought he was going to be dead.
Yeah.
But to me, that end credit solidified that he will be in Doomsday.
That Spider-Man will be in Doomsday?
Yeah, that Spider-Man will be in Doomsday.
I think he will be in Doomsday, but it wasn't I thought it was going to be a setup for like the X-Men or the Fantastic Four or something. It would have segued into
I see what you're saying.
Setting up something that we don't really have a setup for in Doomsday. I thought it'd be a little more direct. Which the guy next to me thinks that the end credit scene, which we can re-explain it. It was the spider tracker, and it was saying like new Spider-Man found or something like that, and then it panned and it was in space. Spider-Man in space. So, guy next to me, he's really convinced they're going to put Miles Morales into all of this, and he thinks that that's going to happen like Secret Wars, and he thinks that's possibly like the multiverse thing opening up. And it says new sighting location ? And then it goes to deep space. And then it does a flash of animation like it does in the multiverse movies, the Spider-Verse movies. That was in my head. It's a Spider-Verse thing, and then it's location found. And so it's probably an incursion. It is probably, and that was where I went, because it does the weird animation glitch thing that you see in the Spider-Verse movies. I'm really leaning towards it's some Spider-Man from another universe. Maybe Miles Morales.
Actually, thinking back to one of the first posters, I thought they were just Josh and our tots. Thinking back to one of the first posters of Spider-Man hanging upside down on a beam, and there's a print of a Jordan on the beam that very obviously you see is not the shoe that Spider-Man is wearing.
No, I think it is Miles Morales. It would make sense if
they tease that if then the end credit connects to Miles Morales.
So it's an incursion.
It's definitely an incursion. I don't hate. I thought that it was saying, when it was saying location not found, that it wasn't finding Earth's Spider-Man. and then it found Earth's Spider-Man in space. That's how I interpreted it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard. It was kind of confusing, which is, I think, the point. It's just the glitch. When it does the glitch with all the rectangles in the color format of the Spider-Verse movies, and there were a couple things like that I had noticed. So I think they're really heavily teasing. I'm just going to call Miles Morales now. That's going to be my...
I don't hate it. I'm going to stick with Tobey just to be special.
Okay.
But I would not hate a live action Miles Morales. The casting is just going to be so crucial because you can do it wrong.
Yep. I also wouldn't hate if he's only in there for the crossover movies. I don't want him to necessarily get his own Spider-Man. But yeah, a live action brought in for a couple things.
What are the odds that it's the same Spider-Man as the Spider-Verse? It's the same Miles Morales as the Spider...
And Beyond the Spider-Verse is connected.
And then Beyond the Spider-Verse is going to end with an animated Miles Morales getting sent to 616, and then the next live-action movie picks up with the live-action Spider-Man. That would be awesome.
It's, yeah. I mean, and since Sony has the rights to all the Spider-Man stuff, it's totally possible.
And they've delayed Spider-Man Brand New Day, or Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse twice.
Yep. So...
Maybe because they're rewriting the ending?
Yeah. It's possible, dude.
It's possible. I'm starting to like that theory.
It's fun. I kind of was hoping it'd be the symbiote on an asteroid headed towards Earth. I think that would be more fun in my mind just because I want the symbiote. But Miles Morales would be pretty cool, too.
Isn't the symbiote already on 616?
Theoretically. But we haven't seen anything with it.
That's true.
They could have abandoned that because they've abandoned a lot of different things.
They could have abandoned that.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted to say is my favorite scene in the entire movie was Spider-Man on the hospital bed, waking up, talking to Punisher, and then leaving the hospital. 3 things made that my favorite sequence in the entire movie. Number 1, Jean Grey breathing for him.
Yeah.
That was so cool. Number 2, Spider-Man waking up and interacting with the Punisher and like making the joke about seeing the Punisher crying.
Yep.
Their whole interaction, I literally was just sitting on my chair just like cheesing like an absolute idiot.
Yeah.
Like an absolute idiot. Because you can tell Tom Holland and John Bernthal are actual friends.
Yeah.
Like they love working together. And that whole interaction was almost like they didn't know the cameras were recording and they were genuinely interacting with each other as Frank Castle and Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And then I think the decision to have Frank put on the mask as Spider-Man left. It was like...
the sounds that he was making, bro.
The freaking gorilla sounds, which are so unnecessary, but it's so Frank.
It's so Frank.
I think that whole sequence, all 3 of those things, made that my favorite. I guess it's multiple scenes because it includes him walking out of the hospital and Jean Grey in the car, whatever.
Yeah.
That sequence was my favorite sequence in the entire movie because it just made me leave the theater cheesing. I was just so happy. Everything about Spider-Man is confident in his powers. He's finally having friends. We have a young, great Jean Grey who's like going to help introduce the X-Men. This is great. This was a great movie.
Yeah.
It is my favorite Spider-Man movie that I have ever seen.
Yeah, we were going to talk about where we'd rank it. It's definitely, for me, it's number 1 of the live action movies. It does not beat either of the animated Spider-Verse movies, though.
Either of them?
No. I don't think you understand how good those movies are. I know, you need to watch them.
We're a nerd podcast, and I haven't seen the 2 greatest animated movies of all time.
Literally, bro.
That's funny. Number 2 and 3 in greatest animated movies of all time. I still have Mr. Peabody and Sherman above.
Yeah, not for long.
But yeah, it's my favorite Spider-Man live action movie I've ever seen. I think it's the most entertaining, the most rewatchable, the most feels the most Spider-Man, looks the most Spider-Man, sounds the most Spider-Man. And you leave the theater just, yeah. That's just the feeling you get from the movie. I'm so excited to rewatch it. It's so good.
Yeah. And it was It was refreshing because, like, his first appearances in Civil War with all the Avengers, and then his first movie, Iron Man, has a big role. His second movie, Nick Fury, has a big role. His third movie, Doctor Strange, has a big role. And it's like this one, you know, Bruce Banner has a small role. And Yelena has a really small role.
MJ
but it's
Ned.
Spider-Man, exactly.
I mean, I love Spider-Man's character, love Ned's character. I now love MJ's character. Like,
Yes.
this movie fully redeemed MJ for me.
Agreed. Me
Completely.
too. 100%.
Which, not as Zendaya enjoyer, and I don't like MJ in this franchise, but she is fully redeemed because of this movie, and I'm
Agreed.
so excited for their future.
Yeah.
Like, it's peak.
Yeah.
It's a peak movie. Please go see it in theaters. It's great. Well, to wrap things up, we usually end with some Not a Nerd shoutouts. Today, I'm going to be shouting out Manti Te'o, one of the greatest Notre Dame players of all time, probably second to Joe Montana. You're still the GOAT, Manti. Mookie Betts, shout out Mookie Betts. And Justin Herbert, the greatest quarterback of all time. Justin Herbert, the greatest quarterback of all time. Love you, buddy.
Who just got engaged. Or married.
Who just got engaged
It
to
was
Madison
engaged,
Beer.
engaged, that's right.
Shout out Justin Herbert.
There you go. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have any special shout outs today. Just kind of a general shout out to everyone watching, because that's what keeps us doing this. I mean, it's been fun to reply to comments. I don't have anyone in specific because there's so many people that have just been showing support. So many people. So a thank you to everyone.
Yeah. I mean, just in general, it's been, I've almost like gotten emotional a couple times, specifically reading comments about how our videos brought someone closer with someone in their family.
Dude.
There's been quite a few, but it's like someone commenting saying, I watch your videos every day with my wife and it's a huge bonding thing for us.
Yep.
I watch your videos every day with my brother or with my dad. We've heard all
part of our
three
nightly
those things.
routine now, and it's like, what?
Right. We've heard all three of those things multiple times, and it's like, those are actual human beings with actual human being relationships that are better because of what we're doing. And dude, it just gives us so much motivation, and it really does mean a lot when we hear stuff like that. We don't take a single one of those comments for granted. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, that's a great shout out. Just in general, love you guys, and shout out to all the people whose relationships in real life are better because of something as silly as nerd stuff. That's literally the whole point of Duality of Nerds, and we are actively proving our thesis in real time.
Yeah.
That no matter how different two people seem to be, they can always be united by the love of all things nerd. And if we're just the catalyst for that in your guys' relationships, could not be more honored.
Yeah.
But yeah, people have even reached out talking about starting a Discord so our fans can interact with each other. That's just so. I never thought I would hear anything like
Getting
that.
that this early, especially, is like.
It's real. I mean, across all platforms, we have 1,400 followers, something along those lines. 1,500 followers,
yeah.
something along. Yeah. But it's just so crazy to hear that so early. And so we have milestones set in place already. 10,000 total followers across all platforms. We're going to work on a Discord. And then we have more long-term milestones. But yeah, I just, great shout out. I just couldn't love you guys more. And I'm so proud that we hold this position in people's real lives and real life relationships.
And that's a big reason
really
why we're doing it.
That is the reason why we're doing it at this point.
Yeah.
It started with us wanting to talk to each other more, not on video games, because we were so sick of video games, and wanting to stay in contact with each other. And it has grown into, we are something to some people's relationships. And that's an honor I will never bestow. Oops. Is that the correct word? No, bestow means I have that honor. That's an honor I would never trade for anything. Let's say it that way.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stop talking. If you guys like us, we have social media. Just
you know what to do.